Puerto Rico on her mind, how to help a stricken island called home. For 2 weeks after the devastation of Hurricane Maria in September, Frances Westerman, a retiree from Kenton, northwestern Connecticut, said she got information from Puerto Rico only in dribs and drabs. Power and cellular towers were down, and she couldn't connect with anyone at the condo complex in the island's southwest, where she spends the winter every year. It was very scary the first days, Ms. Westerman, 85, said of trying to find out what was going on from afar. We also have family in Florida and we were going berserk with the hurricanes. Seasonal visitors to Puerto Rico, snowbirds, repeat tourists, those who spend the Christmas holiday with family or friends, joined in the collective hand-wringing over the aftermath of this year's powerful storms. Compelled by the devastation, many visitors have been monitoring the news on social media, sending over money in packages with supplies like bottled water, and even signing up to volunteer in cleanup and rebuilding efforts. And adjusting to the new reality, the Puerto Rico Tourism Company said it is working with hotels and tour operators to offer package deals at discounted rates to allow guests to combine vacation days with a volunteer stint in their recovery effort, a mix of volunteering and tourism known as volunteerism that has become increasingly common in other parts of the world. A similar effort is underway in the United States Virgin Islands, another American territory in the Caribbean whose 3 islands, St. Thomas, St. John and St. Croix, suffered modest to crippling losses from the 1-2 punch of Hurricanes Maria and Irma within a 2-week span. Hurricanes, some tour operators say, tend to scare away leisure travelers or steer them to other destinations unscathed by the weather as they make plans for winter travel. For every Puerto Rico, St. John, St. Martin, Dominica and other islands ravaged by hurricanes this year, operators said, there's an Aruba, St. Lucia, Jamaica and other Caribbean spots ready and open for business. But many loyal visitors, especially those with relatives, friends, and property in the affected areas, say they are still planning to travel to their getaways, eager to somehow help out, if only by injecting tourist dollars into battered economies. That would be me. I have lived in several states for more than 40 years, but was born and raised in San Juan, and visit every New Year's Eve with my husband, Jim. In the agonizing first weeks after Hurricane Maria swept through Puerto Rico on September 20, I learned about the fate of my sister and extended family, including a cousin with Alzheimer's living in a home for the elderly, at an excruciatingly slow pace and only through sporadic emails, texts, Facebook postings and snippets of phone conversations before the calls dropped. It was hard to sleep at night. Through a cousin in Texas I found out about another cousin who lives near El Yunque National Forest in the northeast of Puerto Rico. Through another cousin in San Juan I learned about other relatives scattered in both urban and rural areas around the island. All my loved ones were safe, though in survival mode. My attention turned then to the touchstones and places that give Puerto Rico its beauty and culture, and that I now realize I have taken for granted all my life. What was left of El Yunque, known for its waterfalls and endangered parrots, I wondered. I later learned that the 28,000-acre treasure, El Yunque, the only tropical rainforest in the United States forest system, and a major driver of the island's tourism, was obliterated. What about the restaurants and kiosks nearby along Laquillo Beach, Gibros, Taruno, La Perilla, always good for fritters like alcapurrias, home cooking and music after a day in the sun? Was old San Juan still recognizable? Did the ice cream place with the long lines for the freshly made waffle cones, Mantecaditos Los Chicos, survive in Culebra, the Puerto Rican island municipality to the east? What was the damage to the delicate bioluminescent bay in Vieques, another island municipality? What did Hurricane Maria not annihilate? How long would it take for it all to come back? Ms. Westerman, who eventually confirmed the well-being of both her neighbors and condo, and who has been mailing checks to some friends to help them cope, said she planned to see for herself. She and her husband were planning to go back this year for their usual December to mid-April stay in Boqueran, a beach village in the town of Cabo Rojo on the southwestern tip of the island, With one condition, they will not fly down until the electricity is back on. If worst comes to worst, we go a month later, she said. Restored power was a big if, though. By early November, more than a month after the hurricane hit, the power company was generating less than 40% of electricity. Government,